Hi, it's Simon with Rooting for the Planet. So if you had a choice, would you want to live down in a city centre like this one, even though Sheffield is surrounded by a rolling countryside? Or would you want to have the option to live more rural, in simple housing, made by yourself? You know, there are lots and lots of information out there about how to build your own home cheaply, probably for no more than £3,000. Straw bale houses, log built houses. Drop me some information if you're doing that yourself in other parts of the world or even here in the UK. You know, how difficult is it? Is it something that you've longed to be able to have a go at because the modern rat race is just driving you down? Lots of work and modern life can be. You know, I met a guy a few years ago and he worked stuffing sausages for 18 years and he said he loved the job. It was good crack, good banter, you know, and that's what made the job for him. Not the stuffing of sausages, that just became second nature. But I'm using that to highlight that, you know, for us to survive in life, we're often used and probably abused by people to make profit, aren't we? Let's be honest, because they know we need to survive. So, you know, there's alternative ways of looking at life, alternative ways of living. There's the degrowth idea where some green economists think that we focus far too much on GDP, gross domestic product, and growth every year within the economy, and that shouldn't be the main focus moving forward, because it isn't sustainable with current issues with climate and current issues around population growth and quality of food. So all those issues, I've raised massive issues there just in one quick sentence. So if you want to comment on any of those, please drop me a line. I'll try and answer them when I can. Let me know what you think. You know, should areas like this potentially be given over to communities to be able to build simple housing? And then they sign a waiver to say legally they're responsible for fire safety and those sorts of issues. I would imagine our current building regulations don't allow for that. Well, they don't. I know they don't. You know, for somebody to live in a house on land owned by somebody else are very, very strict rules. But I do think that there needs to be some extra provision for people who are realistically never ever going to be able to build their own house.